First impressions, I have to say, the neck feels fantastic. It's actually rounded, which is really surprising. You know, this guitar's under £500 new. Now this has got a very light finish, and again, it's really nice. It makes it feel sort of played a little bit with the round fretboard edges and the light finish. It's really nice. So this is a Laurel fretboard. Now, if you didn't know that, you'd swear this was rosewood, because I've not seen Laurel look this close to rosewood or feel this close to rosewood with the grain. You can usually tell Laurel it's got a slightly different grain pattern. This, honestly, this just looks and feels like rosewood. Couple that with the lovely feeling edges and the back of the neck, and it's yeah, surprising. It's got a lovely, almost sort of cloudy finish. I really like that. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, the blending's quite good. It's really nice. It's quite eye-catching. The grain comes through nicely on the back. So yeah, it's a lovely feeling and looking guitar initially. It really, really is. The weight is an issue. £9 for a telly is far too heavy for me. You know, I don't want a Telecaster that weigh more than £7.5 max. We'll see how it sounds. But so far, before plugging it in, the only negative is the weight for me. And if that's not something that bothers you, if you're okay with that, then, you know, this could be a really good option, under £500 now. So let's get it plugged in, shall we, and we'll see how it sounds. So I've got to say, this really surprised me. Other than the weight, which is £9, it's just too heavy for a telly. It really is. I don't want a Telecaster to be more than £7.5 tops, really. I remember the first run of Vinteras, you know, they were around that weight. Some of them were less than £7. So it seems to be a thing with Fender now, heavy guitars. I know a lot of people mention that. This is my Silver Sky. I refinished that and I did a lot of work on it, but it's an SE model. So that at the moment is only, you can get those for $549 if you want a Fender type instrument. I know it's not the same or whatever, people don't like PRS, it's a fantastic guitar. That weighs £6.5. You know, that's nearly £3 lighter than this guitar, and it's in the same price bracket, it's made in the same country. I'm not entirely sure about the factory. I know that Court do make some Fenders, so it may even be made in the same factory. I don't know. So to have that difference in weight, it's just, I don't think it's acceptable really. They need to be less than £8. I mean, £8 is too heavy, but they do need to be less than that. I mean, it makes you wonder who it's for really. I mean, it's going to be too heavy for beginners, because you're going to get issues with weight on your leg. It's going to be too heavy for gigging musicians as well. If you're playing a wedding set, if you're playing like 2 hours, this is just too heavy if it's your only instrument. So that is like the only real problem I've got with it. I mean, the neck is, it's really, really, really nice. Really nice feeling. Satin finish on the back of the neck. Rolled edges. Frets all feel great. There's literally no sprouts, no sharp ends, anything like that. The action was a little high even though it had been set up. I think the nut could do with coming down a touch. Obviously you've got the 6 saddles on this as opposed to the 3 vintage brass saddles, so it gives you a bit more stability, you know. And 9.5-inch radius, buttery smooth. The pickups, they're decent, you know, they do the job. They're not going to set the world alight. Yeah, they just miss a bit of sparkle, a bit of definition. I noticed with the leads they don't really cut through enough. They're not muddy, but yeah, they're not really that articulate. But put a set of your favourite pickups in this. You've got a great guitar if you can put up with the weight. That's the only issue. Yeah, that's too heavy for me, and I don't want a £9 Telecaster. If you've tried one, leave a comment. Let me know, you know, how heavy yours was. Was it the similar sort of weight? Because I'd be interested to see if this is common, or whether this is just, you know, luck of the draw. Maybe some are coming in a pound lighter than this. I don't know. In the last year, I've tried the Fender Ultra 2 Telecaster in Avalanche White. I did a little video on that. And also I tried the Vintera 2 in the Fiesta Red, was it, I think? The Vintera 2 is twice the price of this. Okay. And I think the Fender Ultra 2 is something like 4 times the price of this. I prefer the neck on this to either of those others. But that's just a personal thing. It's that's a personal preference. This has a 9.5-inch radius, so does the Vintera 2. The Vintera 2 is rosewood, this is laurel, but like I say, you can't even tell this is laurel. No, this is a really, really nice piece, and with the rolled edges and the really, really great fretwork on this, they've obviously paid attention to that. Add to that the satin finish on this, which you don't get on the Vintera 2. The Vintera 2 is a gloss finish on the back of the neck. If you prefer satin necks, then what I would suggest, seriously, given this is half the price of Vintera 2, shop around or even order a few, see if you can find. I know a lot of retailers specify the weight now. I know Peach do, I know Andertons do, so you could check the weight on these. If you can get one around £8 or under, I would go for this over the Vintera 2. I really would. I had more fun playing this than the Ultra 2 or the Vintera. The Ultra 2, like I say, it's got a weird sort of finish on the neck, and I found it sticky, and it kind of hindered my playing a little bit. Also, you know, that should be easier to play because it's got a flatter radius. And the Ventura 2 is a really nice guitar. That is a really nice guitar, but the glossy neck on that, I prefer this. It's just really fun to play. You pick it up, play it. You can really dig in, you know, throw it around a bit. And if you put a decent set of pickups in, improve the guitar tenfold. If you can find a lighter one, definitely check it out. Don't believe the people that say this is a Squier with a Fender decal, because it isn't. Quality compared to the classic vibes, it is a step up from the classic vibes. So at the moment this is $499 on scan, and the classic vibe telly is $479 I think, so there's a £20 difference. I mean, that's crazy to me. You really want to be buying this every day of the week, frankly. If you do find them useful, I'd really appreciate you subscribing, you know, so I can get to that magic 1,000, however many years that takes me, but yeah. Anyway, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.